Here they come. The lights go down, and you know that means the fencers are approaching the podium piece, the raised podium piece.
On the second semi-finals on this podium, RIZZI Giulia from ITA, NIXON Catherine from the United States.
So here we have the only fencer from the men and women's top 4 seeds who made it this far in Giulia RIZZI of Italy. And she'll be up against Catherine Nixon of the United States. RIZZI, as I said, was 4th ranked. She's 35. Nixon is 89th ranked. She's 27. And how do we get here? RIZZI in the 64, RIZZI beat Park Jinju of Korea 15-10. And then Emily Conrad of the Ukraine 13-7. And then her countryman Federica Isola 15-10. And then again beat the countrymate Alberto Santuccio to get here. Nixon in the 64 beat Van der Sale of France 15-10. And then Kharkova, who was 7th seeded here, 15-9. And then beat Brovko of Ukraine 15-7. And then beat Kowalczyk of Italy 15-12. RIZZI took 18th in Paris last year. Nixon off to a nice start. So they've only met once. Way back in 2019, so it doesn't even count. And 15th in the Budapest Grand Prix, RIZZI was a 15-4 winner, but that's a long time ago. Just an FYI. So let's look at Nixon's results this year. She was 106th in Marrakesh, 65th in Budapest, 26th in Barcelona, 25th in Doha at the Grand Prix, 36th in Vancouver, 44th at the UAE World Cup. And let's look in direct contrast at RIZZI. She was 5th in Marrakesh, 2nd in Budapest, more on that in a second, 19th at Barcelona, 9th in Doha at the Grand Prix, 5th in Vancouver, and 2nd at the UAE World Cup. So she's had a good season. But there's a little question mark or asterisk next to her name because she has 5 World Cup medals, including gold in Vancouver 2022 and gold in Nanjing 2024. But in the Grand Prix, she has 3 Grand Prix medals, and they're all silver. And you know that she's yearning for the gold. They don't want the gold, but she's come very close. And in Doha, she took the silver in 24. And this event was held in Cali last year, and she was silver as well. But I think the one that stings was Budapest back in the middle of March, where she had a lead on the 17-year-old Anna Maximenko of Ukraine. I think she was up 14-12, if I'm correct. I was watching that on the FIE YouTube channel. And if I'm correct, she lost 15-14 after having that 14-12 lead. So she had 2 match points to win her first Grand Prix gold, couldn't close it out. So you know that with this field having blown up, she's certainly drooling at the chance of finally getting her first gold. But Nixon's in her way right now. RIZZI with their first lead. Okay, so we go to the break, and RIZZI has to be feeling a lot better right now because Nixon got off to a quick start, and very methodically, RIZZI has tied it up and now taken the lead. And let's see if she can build on it. Coach telling her to take the blade and go forward. Second of 3 periods. Wow, RIZZI attacked from out of distance. It allowed Nixon to take a retreat, see the attack, and make the parry and the riposte. A little bit of a boxing match there, and RIZZI comes out on top. RIZZI doing exactly what the coach said at the break, take the blade and attack. It's almost the exact same action he mimicked. Nixon was up 2-0, so she's been out hit 7-3. So she needs to get a single light soon. Nixon had the parry, missed in the riposte. RIZZI scores on the remise, opens up to her largest lead. And we've seen now about 3 times Nixon make feints to the toe, foot. Hasn't been able to hit. She probably needs to follow up with a secondary action after trying that. I know RIZZI would be very happy to go to the break with this 3-point lead. And Nixon maybe should shut it down also and go speak to the coach and try to come up with a game plan for the third and final period. Try to overcome this deficit. That's what they're going to do. They're going to go to they're both happy to go to the break. RIZZI's on an 8-3 run. There's Alexei Cheremsky, also a coach at the Fencers Club in New York. So both fencers we've seen coached by the coaches at the Fencers Club. So kudos to president of the board of the Fencers Club, Philippe Bennett, for putting together such a strong cadre of coaches. There's RIZZI. She can taste getting into that gold medal bout. She's not thinking about it yet, but she soon might be. The average age of the top 16, there's one for Nixon. The average age of the top 16 ranked fencers on the women's side is about 31 years old. On the men's side, it's a little bit younger. It's around 27 and a half. And RIZZI at 35 is one of the older fencers in the field. Just an easy counterattack. There's Cheremsky pondering what Nixon will do next. This next touch is actually a big one, because if the deficit becomes 4 for Nixon, that's going to be a problem. Because RIZZI has a length advantage, and she's going to be able to keep the distance and try to double like that. Exactly like that. Good attack by Nixon, but for naught, because RIZZI was able to easily double out there. That's her coach. And that's the big one. Big beat attack right in the middle to open up the 4-touch lead. 11-5 run for Giulia RIZZI. Another one. Well, one thing is for sure is that this is Nixon's greatest result of her career. In 2023, she won the Pan American Zonals in Lima, Peru. But that's not the same as reaching the podium at a Grand Prix. It appears that RIZZI has things well at hand here. Speaking of hand, It's the first single in a while for Nixon. Maybe another quickie to build on. Let's see. No, it was out of distance. RIZZI one away from the gold medal bout later this evening. Attack from out of distance, but was able to score on the counter riposte. And into the gold medal bout, trying to win her first Grand Prix ever after 3 silvers, Giulia RIZZI, who after a slow start pretty much dominated that bout. Both of the fencers, Hussisian and RIZZI, that we'll be seeing in the final, they had pretty much cakewalks in their bout. Okay, we're going to wait now for the men. Congratulations to Catherine Nixon on a fantastic, well-earned bronze medal here in Bogota. Here's the last touch. No, that wasn't it. And that wasn't it. Another day at the office for Giulia RIZZI.